Hey, welcome to Éanna's boxing channel. Fáilte agus tá fáilte rot teach to seach. Very welcome everyone. And this week this Sunday, I'm going to do a little look back over last week and I kind of cast my eye over next week and then see what else is happening in the boxing world. Well, first of all, we'll go through the results since I last spoke to you because I spoke about last Saturday's results on Monday, so I'm not going to go over those again. But Oshik Foster and Abraham Nova, Oshik won that on a fairly reasonable unanimous decision. It wasn't unanimous, sorry, majority decision, and that's where we are with that one. If you saw, I didn't see the fight. I was going to, but I slept, so I missed it. So there's no point in me kind of going over further from that because I didn't see it. But Mauricio Lara, who beat Lee Wood and is fighting Lee. He was out last week and he ended up winning on a majority decision. But yeah, such as that. We were, of course, supposed to have Tyrone Fury versus Alexander Usyk for the Undisputed on Saturday. That's why it was relatively quiet because everyone thought that was supposed to be on. So we didn't get that. That's pushed back because of the injury to Tyson. And I was skeptical about that, but Colin Hunt told me, no, it's genuine. So I'm going with that because he's a man I trust inherently. So next Saturday, actually, we've Irish interest in the United States when Paddy McCrory will face Berlinga for Berlinga's crown. So that should be a good enough contest. I don't expect McCrory to win, but we will see what is happening. The fight's scheduled to be on around 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday in the UK and Ireland. So it's on DAZN, so you'll be able to watch it on DAZN. Berlinga is an unbelievably short favourite, also on that card. We Vargas against Rodriguez, Cruz versus Zamapira, and Figueroa against Velasquez. Separately on Fight Zone even, we have Butler against Harris, which is again next Saturday, and that's for the British Flyweight Championship and the Commonwealth Flyweight Championship. So the British title is on the line there for that one. And then we're on to March then for Sam Eglinton against Baru. Now, the other thing that caught my eye this week was the Boxing News posted their most influential, and just picking up on it that 11 of the top 25 given by Boxing News were Brits. Now, given it's a British publication, I can understand why, but I thought it was a bit strange that Joshua, who's no titles, was ahead of a huge star in Japan now anyway, who's a 2-weight undisputed world champion. But what would I know? I've never seen promoter have to put up curtains because he didn't sell all the tickets. But that's just me. But let me know. I'll actually give a quick rundown of the top 25. So 25 is Geronta Davis. Um, so because he's the biggest American fighter, apparently that puts him at 25. Mauricio Salman, the president of WBC, is 24. Todd Buff, the president of Top Rank, which affects he's Bob Abrams' son-in-law. Inoue is at 22, followed by Alexander Usyk at 21. Then we have Andrew Georgiou, who's the head of Warner Brothers Discovery, which is over TNT Sport, and Frank Smith, CEO of Matchroom Boxing. Ben Shalom, of that wonderful outfit Boxer. He's at number 18. Tyson Fury, who hasn't had a competitive, well, actually, that was technically a competitive fight, but I don't regard it as such. He's still number 17. Stranger still is Anthony Joshua's at 16 ahead of him, and I don't understand that. But anyway, Ayakana Hondo is at number 15, which is decent enough, and he heads the promotions in Japan. Floyd Mayweather is at 14, but I can understand that because Floyd is still very influential. The manager of Sky Sports then is 13, George Light. George Warren comes in at number 12. Shea Segev is the Zound's chief executive officer. He's at number 11. Spencer Brown, Tyson Fury's manager, is at number 10. Oscar De La Hoya, who comes out with some very bizarre statements, usually after a night of boxing. He's at number 9. Aegis Kliman, he's involved with Vasily Lomachenko and Alexander Usyk. So he's at number 8. Number 7 is Burke Magnus. He's ESPN manager. So there you go. Saul Canelo Alvarez is at number 6. Obviously, he's a huge name in the US and Mexico. Eddie Hearn's at number 5, which I think is a bit generous, but what would I know? Frank Warren is at number 4, and obviously, given Frank has got those stellar heavyweights, I can understand that. Al Heyman, number 3, not disputing that at all. Barbaran, number 2, again, he is the number 1 promoter. And then Turki Ali Ashak, this is the guy that's bankrolling boxing now that other people have gone on an FBI hit list. So, yeah, that's it. So I don't disagree with 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, I think it's a bit high, but what would I know? Yeah, so that's really where we are with State of Boxing. Well, for this week and next week. Let me know in your comments, where do you see boxing go from now? Because I worry about boxing now. It's no longer on linear television in the US. That means you have to have an app to watch it. You know, it's not, say, on standard broadcast. I worry for boxing's future, because if America goes, then, you know, it'll be very tough to recover. And UFC seems to be stealing a march, you know, mixed martial arts seems to be stealing a march on them. But are my fears unfounded? But then again, boxing as it stands is not in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, even it's not in San Francisco, in Los Angeles. So where does that leave that? I mean, the IABA have to really sort themselves out, because, you know, there's just going to be civil war in amateur boxing as far as I'm concerned on that. Domestically, things are kind of a bit strange. You know, because we've got 3 major TV promoters, selling all the tickets seems to be quite a challenge for some, and there's a lot of comp tickets floating around. Then we look at the small hall scene, and that seems to be doing reasonably well. And then the white collar scene, I think, is just, you know, the unlicensed boxing side of it seems to be flying along. And in Ireland, then there's a good few shows on. Up in Belfast, there was a show last night, and there's a few shows popping around the country in Cork and Limerick, and Dublin's coming back now after the shooting in the Regency Hotel at boxing. Well, Katie Taylor brought boxing back to the capital. We'll see, can anyone else get a fight there, because I know Conlon Boxing were trying to get something in the RDS and they couldn't get guard clearance, was my understanding. But we'll see. I mean, that may not be correct, but that's what I was told and led to believe. But yeah, no, I'd like to see boxing back in the capital of Dublin, but obviously only when it's safe to do so. Let me know what's your thoughts on boxing. Where is it going? I think it's going from strength to strength up in Belfast. Mark Dunlop had a show last night, and I watched it, and it was good fun. And there was an unlicensed show on as well. And Conlon Boxing have another show coming up, and they'll have the usual names headlining that. So it's all good. Everything seems to be going well, especially for Belfast. But Belfast was always the home of boxing in Ireland for me, anyway, not Dublin. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for my Sunday musings. Let me know what you think. Pop it in the comments if you have any comment or any kind of point you'd like to make, or something that you'd like to take me to task on. No problem. I'm always open to correction, and ears are always open for learning. Okay, so on that, I'll wish you a very pleasant Sunday. Banachtaí na lá leis, líomh agus slán